Now I wanted to see the Racket edition of Paradroid loading. Can't seem to find that. Now I remembered how expensive that game is. So maybe no one wants you to have, a full tape image of that, because actually the covers for that, you'll never find a high quality scan of the cover for, the Racket release of Paradroid either. So actually you couldn't actually counterfeit that game. Either for monetary gain on eBay like a cocksucker, and people do that, or just for your own personal, saving of financial, whatever. Yeah, it's either this or watch 2 pints of lager and a packet of crisps. And I'll be honest with you, I got up to episode 4 of season 1 before I turned this thing on. Now, if it was a real C64, probably maybe after 1 episode, I don't know. So that can go down a bit. Now, the quality is going to be absolutely crap. Like yesterday, that was horrendous quality. That was video quality, but plasma TV is huge and the cameras are sensitive as a millennial baby, he says while sipping his very posh tea without milk. But I did put some sweetener in it. I'm not a Philistine. Yeah, I'm only putting sweetener in it because I'm diabetic. Yeah, this isn't the version we want at all. It would have come up by now. So, didn't take long to load though. So there's that. There you go. So that was Paradroid version 2, and this is obviously competition edition. I think it's called, no, Iridium is competition edition. See, it's the annoying thing. If it just showed you the first, 16 characters or whatever properly, then you'd know exactly what you're looking. The way it does it is really dumb. And it doesn't show you any of the flags or anything that you might have to set. I'm pretty sure the Racket version starts off with this kind of screen, yeah. But not necessarily, because Iridium Plus does this too. Can't remember, I thought it was just the the faint minimalist white on black lines or something. This is... There we go. Now is this heavy metal edition? It's actually quite stylish actually. If I'd written that on my own C64, just this bit here, hey, you could do that because you could fake what's going on there just by poking the colour around. It'd probably be quite easy to do. The sound would be the most difficult bit for me. Yeah, that's a brilliant loader. I don't actually know exactly how to play Paradroid. I know the gist of it, but not enough to have a serious go of it. I think Paradroid is one of those games that... Yes, it is a heavy metal. See, I couldn't do that. No, sir. It should be coming out on the LCD. It's really good. You can see all the actual metallic effects, and it's built like the Galactica, that thing. I'm trying to think what I want to load next actually. I'm not sure. Ooh, I've got an idea. I got an idea, a game that this joystick will never be able to handle. Never found a joystick that can handle the next game I'm thinking of loading. Now before I forget, let's get on with that one, if it's been archived. So it has been, although that might not, yeah, I think that is a heavy metal edition, but let's come out of there. Let's go. Now I just had me roll up, so I can't have another one of those. Now the problem with this game is, and why there's no long play, is because one, it's insanely difficult and unfair. It's a phenomenal game, but not one you'd want to play. You'd love to watch someone who's really good at it playing it, but you wouldn't actually play it yourself. Not after you tried it. You'd be like, what the f... Anyway, Pugsy did a trainer for this. I actually asked him to do a trainer, and he did, and he got rid of all the collision detection. Problem is, when you get to the actual end of the game, you have to actually land in one of 3 areas that you pick. I'm not sure what difference it makes, and that would be the end of the game. But because there's no collision detection, it doesn't know that you've done that, and the game continues. I'm pretty sure when it does end, it's just the status screen with a different text message. That's what the Spectrum version does. But unless you could switch off that collision with a key press and switch it back on, like a crazy hack. That's what we need. We need a crazy hack for Havoc, which I'll never do. Do they even still do them? Where's my cat gone? Is he up there? And yeah, so you won't get a long play of that game. Bloody impossible. I don't know if the Spectrum version is a bit easier. Speaking of that, is N Jenkins doing his stream today or tomorrow? So yes, day 2 of my low carb. I think possibly yesterday it was 0 carbs. When did I have the cake? Yeah, I think I had the cake on Sunday night, yeah. So, this is actually nearing the end of day 2 of my low carb, low fat diet. And as expected, I've got fuck all energy, mate. That's how it is. Takes a few days. Essentially, I'm doing a low fat version of the Atkins diet. Any fat in there is not saturated fat, and it's not animal fats for sure. Sweetener does mess up that thing a bit. It gives a false positive, a bit like fucking Windows Defender. I was trying to download the torrent file for the C64 TOSEC, and neither Google Chrome nor Windows Defender would allow it. It said, virus detected, virus being removed. I'm like, what fucking virus? It's a text file. Ugh, anyway. So I had to run it on Firefox and turn off real-time protection. Lovely filter effects there. You think that's this isn't even a full volume for this bit. The next bit is. Listen to that, man. And listen to that. Now, the person who wrote this game and the company who released it, it's just one person. I don't know if the person who released it also owned the company, but there is no other Dynavision games. This is the only one, And my mate picked this as the first game he ever bought for a home computer. C64 was his second home computer, but anyway, so I guess he got his in 1984, so looks great, doesn't it? And that's where the good stuff goes. Every explosion that happens on the screen massively affects your handling. And you're supposed to be shooting down them cruise missiles, the blue cruise missiles. You can't even get off the ground half the time. I've shot one, I don't believe it. And I don't know how you get rid of this arsehole, I really don't. Because there's no going backwards or forwards on the screen, it's just left and right. It's halfway between Zaga Mission and Zaxa, actually. See, you cannot, if you're going left, you're always going left, you can't stop. You're either going up, down, or left and right on the screen. This game is brutal. However, Xylogon is still worse, and Xylogon was the first game I ever loaded on my C64. I bought 2 games at the same time. So, the C64 sound effects, they're not bad for this game actually. Has a good go at filtering the old... so as if shooting everything else isn't enough. See, why did shooting that Thunderbird style metallic round rotating bomb push me right up? It put me right, I was lined up for the cruise, stop it. So to avoid the cruise missiles right at the top. See, this is what I mean, you can't stop. You have to go left and right, and then so you can stop there, and it gives you like some stats. Homeland damage is, well, 30%. Press fire to resume your suicide mission, sir. So when the light blue walls go white there, right, yeah, you can't stay there too long, because once you stop, it's going to be tricky. I'll stay here. It's a really tough game. Zaga mission is doable. Now, anyway, that is Havoc. I've definitely done that game. I can't review that game because it's nostalgic. And I ended up with that game because I lent my friend 2 games, and they were in his school bag and they got stolen. I know who stole. I'm pretty sure I knew who stole them. So he said, "You just keep Havoc." And I'm like, "That's great. One of those games was punchy, you bastard." I didn't give a shit about Xylogon, but anyway. Yeah, I'm trying to think what other games I haven't played that I might want to play. Harvey Headbanger is not nice. Done Hawkeye. What's Heavy Metal? I don't remember. Oh, Helicopter Jagged. This is an ocean game that was only released in, couldn't tell you what country, but only released in one European country. I think it's some sort of contractual requirement for Ocean to fulfill, so they released this game in the home country. So I don't know if you'd ever find it for sale on eBay. It's probably one of the hardest games to find. It has a full like ocean loading music and everything, so There's no reason why it couldn't have been released in the UK. It's actually not a bad picture. It's not too bad at all. Now the game itself is a copy of some obscure arcade game from the early days of arcade, the 8-bit era. Yeah, Kel Soft. It's Airwolf really. I wish Airwolf was like this. I probably would have liked this game from what I remember. It's fiendishly difficult though, because it's copying an arcade game. I think the arcade game was Air Sea Rescue, Air Rescue, something like that. It's got loads of parallax scrolling, and it's a bit like Chop. It's kind of like what Choplifter would be if it was written for a C64 first. And not a crappy Apple II. I don't know if I got a Choplifter for the 7800 actually. Where's all the 7800 cards? Anyway, by the end of this week I need to build 2 more cabinets, fit all the gubbins to the sinks, you know, the taps and everything. Work out which of the 2 drain connection kits is for which of the one of the 2 sinks I need to be fitting next. Be quite nice if I ever finish my house. The only reason I won't finish it is if I get that stink disease. And I'll probably get long COVID for a year and then die. Motherfuckers. I think a C64 would cause weird screen burn on your plasma because it's got a border. And so would Amiga games, because most of them are fucking American resolution, even though they're written by fucking talentless English companies and developers. They all use, there are very few of the games. Now with Lotus 2 I can forgive that because of the speed. Maybe there's a reason why Lotus 2 is 320 by 200. But almost every game. I mean, Xenon 2 is using the hardware parallax on the Amiga. It's taxing the chipset much less than the ST version, which is doing software parallax and in 16 colours. Yeah, maybe they had to write a game. So Tony Pomfret has definitely done other games. Yeah, it was some sort of contractual requirement or something. I don't know. There's something weird about that. I thought it was written by an unheard of person, but anyway. The camera's not really lined up enough. That's good enough. See what I mean? Look at those explosives. Defender would be proud. Look at the water. So it's much slower than the arcade. There is another game a bit like this. I think it was on the Player's Budget label or something. So I think on the arcade you can face forwards like Choplifter and drop stuff. It's a pretty good game actually, but it is a bit slow. And considering the size of the graphics, I'd like to move a bit faster if I'm honest. I don't know what that is in the water. It's not a glitch. Oh, they run out of tunes, so they put the loading tune as a game over tune. And you can't skip it. Enough already, mate. End, thank you. End the madness, as Prince Baron said. I might try watching a bit of Thunderbirds. Ah, come on, where am I supposed to go? On my plasma TV, just to see. Ooh. Well, luckily the rapid fire's built in. I think you run out of bullets though. Oh, laser overheat. Oh, okay, so it's like Airwolf 2, the red and black one. Jesus Christ, this game is fiendishly difficult. So in the arcade, you've got to sort of like pick them up from the sea and take them to like an oil rig platform. They can't land on that then. It's actually a really nice game for the time. Let's definitely check that out. Very unusual game. If I could remember the arcade game, I would I'd give that a go actually. I think that's Herbert's dummy run, is it? There was another game by English software beginning with H. Not Hexpert. Not playing Hexpert. But done Hong Kong Fruit. Ah, go on then. We give it the full treatment. Now at this point, I should really go and make a roller. But I'm rationing the tobacco. Yeah, kids are on holiday this week, so I'm not going to the supermarket because there's no guarantee when it's going to be fairly empty in there. And I've got shitloads to buy. There's no point me going whizzing round forgetting 90% of what I actually need and coming home. Although I won't forget the cat biscuits, the web box and the spare cat food. So I suppose it is worth going. I'm not fussy about what I eat because I make all my own food anyway. The cats, however, yes, they're a bit narcissistic like that. You have to get them what they really like. Now, Hong Kong Fooey looks alright. He's kicking a football with high-tech software blazoned all over it. So maybe he's like Soccer Kid and Kung Fu Master together. Someone really needs to redo Kung Fu Master on the C64. He should look like the Atari 7800 version that someone wrote. Exactly. They have very similar weird restrictions on the 7800. I can't remember how many sprites you can have on a line on the 7800. It may be slightly better sprites than the C64. Not as flexible because I don't think you get a high res. But I could be wrong. Don't really know about the 7800. And seeing as no one who isn't a Patreon prick has done a fucking video on it, there's no real way for me to find out. Now the policeman there and the policewoman, they're a bit crap the way they're drawn. The faces are really blocky. There's only like 3 colours there, so I don't know what's going on there. This is clearly using character-based mode because you've got light blue, light red, orange and brown. That's 4 colours when you'd be limited to just 2 of those colours for the whole screen. So this is a bitmap screen. So actually it's pretty fast loader because loading screen come up quite fast considering I had to load in 8K worth of data. But yeah, your three colour choices, you know, FREE, not 3 as in the number, for the screen are limited to those that are basically the Acorn Electron, BBC Micro, Mattel Aquarius style 8 colour bullshit. I don't know how many colours the TI-99 had. The Apple II had weird colour combinations because it hasn't actually got colour graphics. The Apple II is drawing weird images that make colourful images. It's like DCTV for the Amiga. How the hell they got DCTV to work on a PAL TV, I don't know. I understand how it works on the NTSC, but I don't know how it works on a PAL TV. So it is nice having a large screen to use with your C64 gaming, but it's not really nostalgic. I think I might have only used the C64 on the large 28-inch CRT maybe 2 or 3 times. I really wasn't allowed to like bring my computer downstairs and use it on there. So it's a remix of the original cartoon tune, so I don't really like that. Very short tune as well. I may have played this. Okay, very smooth game engine, but I don't like the solid black background business. That's so early 80s. This is a late game, although it is a budget game. So they take quite a lot of hits actually. Why are they bouncing around like a couple of fucking season 1 South Park characters? And why hasn't there been any South Park episodes for a long time? Right, how do we jump? Right, so it's up to jump, is it? Right, so fire button on its own. Game over. Are you joking? You touch one thing, fuck off. It's another shit fucking licensed copyright Nazi approving bollocks game. Let's check out Hocus Focus. I've never played this, I don't think. If I have, I've played it once and I hated it, that's why I don't remember it. Yeah, I've got to remember to put my fastest loader in the West, because Japanese people didn't have C64s and tape decks. They sold bugger all C64s in Japan because they're racist. Or maybe Japanese people were all deaf in the 80s, so it wouldn't have mattered that the Famicom had a shit sound chip. Who knows, mate? Ooh, I still have to convert that ZX81 TARDIS game that I typed in. That was the first bit of programming I ever done. I need to convert that to a C64. I've done the graphics. I found a good substitute for the ROM graphics of the ZX81 with the PET-ski alternatives. Now obviously we're going to have either dark grey and white or light grey and black. I haven't decided yet. But the screen output from the ZX81 is not black and white, not like an ST in monochrome mode. Thank you, that's my cup, don't get worried. Not that you got smell-o-vision anyway. Alright John, how you doing, mate? Oh, actually, I know the music for this is quite spooky and atmospheric. I don't know what the game's like. Again, it's doing that weird thing where if you stare at the corners of the screen, it looks like the image is floating above the raster bars. It's like it's a parallax layer above them. It's hard to describe. Now I must admit the myth of you know, C64 games taking like 10 minutes to load, that is bullshit. Very few games take a long time to load on the C64. Mostly because games written had to fit in the 48K Spectrum, and the Spectrum screen takes up 6.5K. So they only got like 42K. So there are very few games that are like 60K or something like that that load in from tape. Although the turbo tape loaders should support that. But I think then you'd be limited to a character-based loading screen. Well, possibly you could load the last 8K and have a bitmap screen. I'm not sure, I don't know. I think everyone should go and check out my awesome videos. They're called Memories of a 1531 data set, and there's 2 of those. There's basically some remixed C64 tunes that I like from remix.qued.org, which is a great website. Hope it's still going. And you know, the C64 loading screens. It's actually quite nice. They're about 10 minutes each. I could actually watch them on the plasma. But what's the point? I'd rather play the games. Now I found my ColecoVision, but I'd have to find the PSU for that. Now, let me rephrase that. I found my loose ColecoVision, which I'm not sure if it works or not actually. I've got 2 boxed ColecoVisions. Don't get jealous. They're not. The boxes are not in great condition or anything. But I won't buy another one. I've not found the turbo expansions, but I think they're in the box room, which one day will become the 80s bedroom, even though I didn't have the box room. My sister always used to complain. She used to say, "Why do you got to have the big bedroom?" And my mum would say, "It's because you can't share the bedroom with your uncle or your granddad when they come to stay." Which is true. So I had to put up with their bloody snoring and yeah, anyway, but I got to have the bigger bedroom. I could tell you how big the bedroom is, because all I've got to do is go on Rightmove, search for a house on that block on the road I used to live in, and pick up the dimensions. Yeah, I noticed they put the wall back in the house I lived in for like 12 years, 78 to 1990, when I was growing up. Yeah, we knocked that wall out straight away and they put it back in. Assholes! The house isn't that big. You need to have a through lounge in there. What else they done? I don't think they've done anything to the kitchen. I think that's still the same layout. But most of them they turn into 2-bedroom houses to have a big bathroom, which seems really stupid to me. I mean, if you're that bothered about space in the bathroom, just have a fucking shower cubicle. And then you can spread out when you're doing a shit or something. I don't know. Can't say I ever had a problem. But anyway, I think that's about it. I think the rest of the house is probably the same. I think the front wall to the front. Yeah, there's no title page from what I can make out. Yeah, I had to copy stuff off the SD card in the camera. David Whittaker flexing his SID compositional and programming muscles there. That must be the smallest fucking screen I've seen. Was it emulating a fucking Nintendo DS? So I don't like it already. What does that mean? It's meant to be like Spy v Spy, shrunk in the wash. I want your music back, thank you. Why ain't your music coming back? Right, so you hold fire button to do that. Nah, music. Ah, don't play it without the music. Shit game without the music. Fortunately, that wasn't a budget game, so it's a lot of money. Hook. Ah, did Willow come out for the C64? Is that much later? The arcade game to Willow looked quite good. Trying to think if I recognise any of these games. Ah, there was a game, wasn't there? Psycho Pigs UXB. Dumb people showing the shit, don't bother. Can't remember what the loading screen on Panther looks like, whether it's even got one. So playing Panther now. Well, I shouldn't be playing Panther because wipe out memories, isn't it? I think they're well and truly wiped anyway, but on the off chance. So having the games in alphabetical order is completely different and less useful for me than if they're by a software publisher, but no one does that. Well, I won't play Pirates from tape, but it don't work from disc on the SD to IC so far. Pitfall is the Firebird version. Planet of Aliens. That's interesting. Planet of Death. Ooh, ooh. If I could see the covers, that would be brilliant. You should do what the Amiga operating system does, and it should look at a file, and if there's like a PNG or JPEG file with the same name, just the extension is different, you should use that, and then you could create your own like fantastic interface. But no, the C64 is like the bare minimum product. It's like, yeah, I'm bored now, done it. Millennial quality shit. So yeah, it's not finished. They did just enough to get paid, which is millennials. I don't know if that's an IQ related problem or not. Oh, bad news for you. The camera battery warning is not flashing on the LCD screen. I can't remember if I've played Sanction with this joystick. I don't think I have actually. Sanction is another game. You probably need auto fire, and if it hasn't got it in the game, you're fucked. And you also need a good joystick anyway. Just as much as you need a peak performing visual cortex. It's not your eyes, it's your visual cortex that decides what you see. And only 20 to 25% of what your eyes see make up what your brain sees. The other 75 to 80% is, pre-gained knowledge in the visual cortex that identifies certain shapes. Now, obviously, you have two eyes, so you know what they would be like in 3D most of the time. It always used to astound me as a teenager because they'd have robots with one eye, and they're trying to do computer vision, I think it was called then. They're all going on out there. And I was like, well, it's bad enough it's a shit black and white camera. You need to see in colour because you can separate things out of a scene. But it also needs to be offset, like any animal's eyes or insects. But I do believe the Amstrad game, use the word loosely, bundled, the 12 cassette pack that come with a 464, is called Animal, Vegetable or Mineral. So insects must come under animal. Hey, what are you doing there? You inspecting the taps for me there? Well, you don't like being in here when I'm not here, but you don't mind when I'm in it. That's a bit of a strange one, isn't it? There's not much to do in this room. At least whacking the plasma TV stops the buzzing, so there's that. Now if I sold the plasma TV, I'd probably have to top it up with about 150 to 200 quid to get like a 55, 60 inch whatever TV. And I don't know if it would have the ability to record shit off Freeview built in. Not that it works on this anymore, but that's because Panasonic botched the the Freeview guide program thing that's built into it on purpose. So I don't know if it's worth selling it. But obviously if it has a problem that I can't get rid of or stops working completely, it's worth fuck all. Now if it didn't you don't want people coming back to your door anyway. I've seen people selling TVs that are more fucked than my two LCDs that stopped working for like 50 quid for parts. Can just imagine it 3 days after it arrives, after selling it, or they get home. I'd get a ring and it'd be like, just opened up the Panasonic and there's some yellowish crystalline acidic weird smelling liquid in there, what used to be a liquid. And I'm like, yeah, no idea mate, maybe it's lemonade. It's not lemonade, it's fucking Amiga. She took a piss on the ottoman and it splashed on the thing. Why the hell she was doing it on the ottoman, I don't know. Crazy cat. I mean, go on the floor, for fuck's sake. There's no carpet in that room anyway, so it's actually worse. But anyway, it's a lot easier to find some replacement carpet than a fucking replacement for those LCD TVs that had S-video, composite video, VGA and SCART RGB inputs. In fact, the only thing it didn't have is component, possibly. But the only thing I've got that outputs to a component signal is my original Xbox 360. And for some reason that crashes on the menu for Oblivion. All the other games work absolutely fine, never overheats or nothing like that, but when I run Oblivion on my 360, I tried it on my nephews who also had the identical original style white 360. I think he got the arcade version. I got the one with the the hard drive, 20 I think it was. Now whatever this is, if I press like the menu button, it's not going to say, but I don't think it's working. Bollocks. I think it was Panther. No, it weren't Panther, was it? Yeah, I mean, you definitely need an icon to say the cassette is still going, the virtual cassette in the emulator. I mean, Vice does it because it has a counter number that goes up. Why couldn't they do that in the border? We've played plumb crazy, believe it or not. Ah, bollocks, let's just play Sanction. At least you get nice loading music with that, assuming it works. Why is that one there and that one version A and B like that? Why are they further down? What's the difference? That doesn't make sense alphabetically. I don't know what's going on with that. I think Satan is one of those Imagine games, is it? Or those people who wrote Army Moves, I can't remember what they're called now. Actually, in this directory there might be, no, because I deleted the extra versions, I think, when I was copying them over, so they would have been deleted from the original directory. That's a bit of a problem. Enjoy the music anyway. Fantastic tune. A nice loading picture as well. And you don't get either of those on the disc version. So boo-hoo, sucks to be you, Mr. Rich Disc person. What the hell is going on? Well, it's not the two that fight that are out there together. It's never going to happen. Yeah, I don't like this music, mate. No. Bloody impossible without auto fire, please. Fix for the joystick is holding well, so. Caught between a spaceship and a missile stroke, whatever that is they're firing. We're making progress. Ah no. So you got to look at the top screen to see what's coming. Don't deserve initials. I just want to get to the bonus stage because that's my favourite sound effects. Oh, they're different now. They're different formation. Eee! So difficult. You gonna put me back a bit? Yeah, it is. Yeah, the buttons are not great on this thing. Ah, come on. It's a really tough game, man. This really needs to be played on a real C64 with a zip stick. You can't win. If you take your hand off the button to do your own simulated rapid fire, you get exactly the same results. That's why it says 850 points for both. So this thing is a tease because I wouldn't mind playing that properly now, and I can't. So if anything, buying one of these, you might end up thinking, I want a real C64 with a zip stick in good condition. And who can blame you, sir? Nobody. Now, I can't bother to try Satan. Let's check out the games that begin with Z or Z. C to 7, what's C to 7? Zeus is a crap like Space Invaders type game. What's this zombie business? We never loaded docs before, so not from tape. It's going to be a bit weird. Is this an official thing that come with the game? Now Deus Ex is a, well, it does look kind of official, some sort of turbo loader. Deus Ex is a game I would love to play, but you have to be listening to the musical tape at the same time, which I can't do. There's no way for me to do that. Now, even if you had a real C64 and a CRT, you can't pipe the music through from the tape deck like you can with the Spectrum. I think that's the only other version that come out. But Deus Ex is brilliant. But you need to be playing it with the music on the cassette that comes with it. I don't think I've got a copy of that, and I wouldn't want to guess how much that is worth on the C64. It's not a very common game at all. Right, shoot 'em up construction kit, that's a no then. We're not here to play souk games. I'm only interested in games that I could have actually bought back then, in the early 80s to early 90s. Yeah, Zoids, yeah, really. I played Zulu, I played Zorro, done a fantastic review of Zorro, it's brilliant. It's one of my favourites actually. Wouldn't mind a packet of crisps, but I do believe they're high in carbs. I don't have any anyway, but they're high in carbs. So that's like the Skyfox not existing on the Atari home computers situation. From a delusional point of view, I think I might actually have to go out there and see what the hell is going on. Alright, it's going to be a bit tricky, bit dark in here. Goddamn street lights are not bright enough. When are we going to get the white street lights? You want to go out, buddy? Come on in. Come on, little cloud here. Problem sorted. Shit loading screen still there. It's a terrible loading screen. If you look at the loading screen for Kickstart, which is an early Mastertronic game, and that wasn't the part of the deal when they bought it off Mr. Chip, someone had to do that. And then you look at this, you think, oh, fucking make an effort, mate. Jesus Christ. Absolutely shit. It's not even redefined. It's full-on pet ski. Yeah. What hope has the game got? They couldn't be bothered to spend 2 shits doing a fucking loading screen. There's no loading music either. I don't think any Mastertronic games I had ever had loading music. Yeah, I kind of stopped buying budget games around 87ish, because I had a job by then. Sort of. It was enough that I didn't have to put up with budget games, so I probably didn't see the review of Park Patrol in Zap, otherwise I would have bought that. Park Patrol is not a bad game actually, however that's a budget re-release technically. I think Kickstart might be one of the best, early Mastertronic games. Joystick as normal. Import 2, thank you. Terrible rendition of this song. What does that mean? I can't fire. How do I get... Oh right, so it's obviously turn the lights out. Now I can't see the maze at all. I don't know what you're supposed to do, it's not obvious at all. Exit the screen, I guess. But what do I do in each new screen? That's what I don't get. So you can't stop. You can only stop when you hit some sort of barrier. That's really annoying. I can't see a way of getting to the other side from here. We could go up the top, I suppose. There we go. So it starts you in the middle of every screen. This is the first one. It could be a bit of a challenge. Pressing fire does nothing. That's generally a sign of a shit game. When you press a fire button and there's no defensive or offensive action taking place. Wait, get out of my house, you little dick. Right, so you can pick up the yellow things. No problem. Good. So what happens if you pick them all up in a thing? Well, how would I pick that one up without touching the, the vat of steaming grater. Well, here, no matter what you do, you can end up taking out the bloody, you know, the cord. Oh, fuck off. I get a rough idea of what I'm supposed to do, but it's still a shit game. So, she's like the worst maze. I don't even know what happens if I go over the fucking octopus there. And what does it mean if it's there in the screen? It means reset city for you, boy. I don't think I played Xenon. Well, actually, I haven't played. Well, here we have a difference of opinion. Some people call it X out, which I would as well. But some people argue it's cross out. But then, what the hell is Z out then? Zigzag out? Ah, exactly, mate. I don't know. So I call it X out. And it is indeed loading X out, apparently, with some nice fonts, some nice 70s computer screen from the sci-fi show style font. Not the actual font of 70s computers, obviously. I don't know of any that looked quite like that. Maybe a little bit, but certainly there would have been 80 columns, I reckon, by the 70s. Yeah, I don't know how you could have ever used a C64 as a business machine with, you know, that resolution. That's where the BBC and the Amstrad had one over on the C64. You know, did suck to use them in those modes, extremely slow. However, better to have an 80 column screen. And actually the BBC, the CUB monitors, or CUB monitors as we used to call them, they were RGB, and the Amstrad monitor, the colour monitor, was RGB. I'm not sure if the green screen monitor just converts it to monochrome, or if they use a different signal output, or there's something weird going on before it. I honestly don't know, but I'm guessing the colours do go into the actual monitor the same as they would with any computer you plug into a black and white TV. I wouldn't mind a green screen monitor, I have to say. Oh, I can't hear the speech. Very quiet, the speech. Yeah, someone with a bit more talent should have done that bit. The music is quite nice. I can't remember if I had this on a real Amiga back then. Don't think I did. I think I was still getting crack discs now and again of, you know, mates. Personally, I think disposable heroes are more impressive later shoot 'em up. But anyway. Ooh, it's a multi-load, sir. Isn't that lucky for you that there's loads of interesting pictures loaded? Actually, I'm not bothered about that. It'll just make the loading times even longer. Which is bad for everyone, not just me. So I'm having meatballs with spinach in a tomatoey sauce today for dinner. That's very low carb. And if I cook it in a ceramic pot. Now yesterday I had drumsticks just dry roasted in the oven on a trivet, so I didn't sit in their own oil, with some harissa paste on there. But I forgot you're supposed to cook them and then paste that shit on there and let it sit for 5 minutes rather than putting it on there when it's raw. Unless you stick it under the skin. Now then it'd be okay. space. Oh right, okay. Please, what? I ain't even played the game yet. What are you loading the shop for fuck's sake? Maybe there is a reason. Bad game design is a reason too though. So I've got some free time at the moment, but I don't have a real C64 or a working TV that I can use the NES 620-in-1. I might try repairing the NES 500-in-1. I think it is just the the triphono socket, meaning it's like a headphones plug but 3 wires go into it. Well, connecting to it. I think it's probably just dry solder joints or something like that on there. Because then I could play Bird Week, but I couldn't play Bird Week on a big TV. I'd have to play it on a small bloody CRT. Now I don't like cockroaches, so I want that shit. It's good. They seem to go well. So how do I buy something then? You put it up here. There we go. Oh, it's a real dumb idea to do this. There we go. What else can we get for free? Free is good. Free is always good. I don't know what all these things are. That looks like a shield maybe. Maybe we could have a shield or something. No, it's not a shield. Something like that maybe. If I run out of money. A few rockets, they're always good. Whatever this is, maybe this is good. I can't have them anyway. Well, this is a bit weird, this business. Oh, I want them. I've got no idea what kind of jalopy we've just put together there. Cobbled together. I think Adamski's got too much testosterone in his scent. Something like that. I think that's why his dad didn't like him, which is a terrible thing. And I think that's why some of the cats have a problem with him sometimes. Not really sure about that one. Of course, if you go on the internet looking for expert advice, they're really dumb, obvious things. Like, is it a new cat? No. Has your cat been done? Yes. Has the other cat been done? Yes. And then the suggestions, right, I'm like, I could have thought of them. No rapid fire again with a no rapid fire. I don't like this no rapid fire, so... Parallax is smooth, but technically it's not as good as a Parallax on Scorpius, which was a budget game, Rainbow Art. So I don't know if these were good choices to make when putting this shit together. I don't know. Da 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 da. Sounds like the music from some knockoff late 70s sci-fi movie. This is the hero on his way to begin his quest. Yeah, I'd explain why the parallax isn't as good, but video quality is so terrible you won't be able to see it, so you're just gonna have to trust me on that one, bro. Trust me in it. Oh no, I think that may have been the end of level mini boss or something. Game over. Rewind, take two. Right, how would I do this on the C64? I genuinely don't know. So, you know, multi-load games on a Tapuino are fine. Because you can actually access tape controls on the thing. Ooh, I was going to do Rambo yesterday, wasn't I? Let's have a little listen then. Yeah, I haven't put the joystick port 1 business on, I think it was Rally Simulator. It's Rally. No, I don't know if it was that one actually. Rambo version 1. What's this one side one? Oh, that could be Rambo 3. I'll load this version. The Hit Squad has got a rubbish, you know, it's not the same. At least on one side. Don't actually have a copy of Rambo that loads. I've got 5 copies of the bastard game and they're all shit. And they all stop at exactly the same point. Which is not here, it's kind of like around here just before the, you know, the picture starts drawing in. I can't remember if the music starts or not. You could actually do this. No. Doesn't get to this bit. It's a terrible game, which I had. I must admit the plasma does sort of look a bit like a CRT. It has the same sort of, you know, glossy glass kind of reflective sort of business going on now. I wonder why they didn't do like red and orange as well as yellow or even brown to signify the flames in the background. But they have got red on the screen, so they could use it. Little Sylvester Stallone holding his big gun. He's got the opposite of pussy envy, which is what I've got. I want a Maine Coon. But I don't think it'd be fair to my other cats if I get such an enormous cat like that. Maybe if I win the lottery and get like a fucking 7-bedroom mansion and fucking, you know, 4-metre high fences around a 2-acre garden or something. Yeah, maybe then. Yeah, I already have a video of this music, so actually I might have, I don't know if I actually have sanctioned. Yeah, I do actually. I found the original MP4 that I uploaded the other week, so most of the time the sound actually sounds alright. Now famously, not this tune, the rest of the tunes in the game, they sound a hell of a lot like the soundtrack album, which I actually had. I don't know where I got it, but I do actually have that on vinyl. It's not in very good condition, but that doesn't mean I didn't buy it new. Yeah, I believe it was in 1998 or 99. Jerry decided to do a poo and a wee on a stack of albums I had. So a few of those got fucked. So disinfectant doesn't really go well with, you know, cardboard sleeves. Yeah, anyway, I don't know if it's actually loading. Does it have like long spaces between blocks that it loads? Be weird for it to fail there, but you know, it's possible. You've gone with light grey for the highlights on your skin. Yeah, there you go. I think it's just very large gaps between each section. Now, if you have any old cassettes that are held together with, like, you know, a handful of screws, you could actually undo them and obviously remove the label on there, print up your own Rambo label and re-record, you know, the tap to a real tape and keep that as a spare. This is phenomenal music actually. I think this is Galway's best, personally. Parallax has some good tunes, but the title tune is not to my liking, and that's so that marks it down. And Whizball's very good as well, but I think this appeals to my technical side. It's very impressive to get these sounds out of the synth, so, and this smoothly. But the SID actually does have 16-bit precision for frequency, so when you specify the frequency, you're effectively specifying 0 to 65,000 Hertz, although obviously you don't use them. Place your weapon into port 2. No, I've got big cock, it won't fit in it. Oh yeah, here we go. This is one of those games like Critical Mass. If you know exactly where to go and when, it's a very simple game. But I just loaded this up for the sound and the loading music and the loading picture. And only 1 out of 3 of those I could do with the old SD to IAC, potentially. Depends which crack you actually happen to have. Now I might have to lean forward and use the space bar, I think. So they're already chasing me, so it seems quite hard already. Right, well screw you mate, I need that. Oh no, no, no. I didn't even get to press space. So I think you go up and towards the right at the start of the game. Be nice if it remembered it, but you're going to need a lot of practice with this joystick without rapid fire, I'll tell you that, because your knives are unlimited. So easy to lose energy. Hey, why ain't it going any more there? Maybe that's it. Why are they going off the screen then? Mind you, I can tell you for a fact back then I preferred Commando. I didn't think this was a patch on Commando. Only the music and the loading screen. And the music in the game obviously. All of the music in the games is very, very professional quality. It's like if you said to a musician with a Roland Pro Mars, can you do me some Rambo type tunes from the movie soundtrack? So it's a real chore using this joystick, I tell you, mate. I don't know what that means. So I like the animation when they kind of twirl in the ground and die. It's like the reverse of zombies coming up in Ghosts and Goblins. Where the hell are we? Am I inside the bloody complex by some miracle now? Or am I outside it on the other side? Maybe that's what the dit means. Should have picked up the gun for later, but if you got rapid fire, the knives are actually good enough. Now we're here again. I'm gonna have to lean forward in case. See, look, they've kind of all disappeared now. So you can go over some things, but not others. That's annoying. It's highly annoying. Gonna let rip with the I think you might have to actually blow a hole in the fence or something. I can't remember actually. Yeah, you do, because there's supposed to be an opening there. I remember it on the long plate. How much energy I'm losing now. Jesus Christ. Obviously you'd have your real C64 on the floor and you'd be hitting the space bar with the old high-techs. Well, in my case it was red Puma boots. But anyway. I've played most of these games. That's the annoying thing. Let's load Rampage by Activision, because the version I've got for the SD to IC for the UK version, that was actually really fucked up. There was a lot of flicker going on that doesn't happen on the long plays that people are playing. So obviously my C64 is powered, had just as much flicker as the NTSC version running on a powered machine. What's the matter, Aslan? He's had his afternoon sleep. Let's see, what time is it? Ooh, got to upload this. Got to stitch it together and upload it. It could take a while. Yeah. I think I set the bit rate a bit high as well the other day, which is a bit stupid because the video quality is shit anyway, whatever I do.